Hello and welcome back to the Earth to Marissa podcast. Today we're doing something a little different. I have been trying to think about what the podcast is, how it can best serve my current evolution, and how I can stay passionate about it moving forward. And I think changing just the way that it can hold the different aspects of me is very important. So it's not just going to be talking to spiritual leaders, and it's not just going to be me talking about life things, but I want to really have an emphasis on the galactic side of things. That really fuels my soul. That is really what I feel I'm meant here to do, is to be a bridge between humanity and the stars. So we're going to be talking about that today, and also channeling. I want to create more spaces to channel and to grow my channeling and to grow just the awareness of what it is I do. So we're going to be channeling the Arcturian Light Council of 6 today. This council is very close to me. I have received messages that I am a part of this council. I am, or have been, my higher self is very connected to them. They basically, I've served on it, but also they were doing outreach and I got connected with them, and they are connected in with the Galactic Federation of Light, which is a common term if you are into this stuff, and if you aren't, the Galactic Federation of Light is basically a group of galactic beings that helps to govern the species in our galaxy. So I would say they are mostly white hats. They are mostly beings that want good for all. And this is why they collected, to make sure, different races or species are staying on path. They aren't breaking rules. The Galactic Federation really helps a lot of beings in the universe. And so they are doing a lot for humanity right now, actually. And they watch over us very closely because humans are extremely important. And I channeled a recent video with a new being that came forward who is potentially connected to the Galactic Federation. I didn't really ask where they were connected to. They just kind of came to me and were like, hey, time for my turn to talk. And their name was Clarinon, which is beautiful. And they brought through messages as to how much power humans have, and also what we can do right now to help people. She did talk a bit about Trump, which was interesting, and brought through some very probably controversial views on how to look at the current situation. However, it's beautiful when we can receive these messages with an open heart, with observation, and understand that they are coming from a higher vibrational place. They are coming from a being that can see the bigger picture, that is able to hold this neutrality, that has not a more connection to source. However, they have tapped further into their connection with source, which is why they are able to share these things. So definitely stay tuned for that. It will probably be already uploaded on YouTube when this podcast drops. Don't know what the title is going to be, but look for channeled message. I'm outside if you are interested in receiving those messages. And it was beautiful. It wasn't just about Trump and the politics. It was about how we can, stay neutral through the chaos that we see on Earth, to rise and to help the timelines that are currently available for us, the potential that is currently available for us, staying in that potentiality rather than getting mixed up in the chaos and all the crap that is occurring right now. And there were messages too about just the powers that were and the rulership that they've had on the planet and how it's crumbling. And I'm doing Actually, that one wanted to come through too. You know, in my solo cast, I always pull a card from my oracle deck that I am channeling, and I haven't done this in a while, so I was shuffling. I'm sure you heard. And we're gonna see what comes through. Love that. Okay. So we have the truth symbol. Truth. And this is so resonant with June's energy, okay? If you haven't watched the June energetic update, go check it out. It was very powerful. It was very powerful, and we chatted a lot about coming into your truest authenticity at this time and how that will kind of leap you into the momentum that June holds for rapid change and rapid ascension. And by standing in your truth, you are actually calling in the timelines that are meant for you. Because if you are living a lie, if you're living in a mask, if you are not standing in your truth, you're sending out a false frequency to the universe, and that false frequency then brings in timelines that you don't even want, or that don't even actually resonate with you because they are built off of a false system, structure. So standing in your truth is as simple as doing what you love and telling other people to fuck off. That is exactly what standing in your truth is. And this is resonant in my life. I've been hiding a lot of the galactic channeling that I have the ability to do out of fear of being seen. I've had this like very interesting, and we'll talk about that. I'm gonna put a pin in that. Okay. So truth card, and then we have the integrate card. Integrate your truth. Integrate what is real for you. Integrate what is your purest reality at this time. Your purest hopes, dreams, desires, the things that light you up. Integrate those further into your life and watch how more energies that align with you start to come into your reality. Watch how everything changes because you have integrated fully your truest authenticity. And to use these cards, of course, you can visualize them. I like to draw them like on a piece of paper, and then I put it under my left hand and I meditate with them. And the crystal, let's see, Spirit, what crystal would be good for this? I'm hearing topaz, and I'm also getting like citrine and rose quartz would be good for working with these symbols, because a lot of our truth comes through our throat, right? A lot of our truth, when we speak, it's coming through that. And so if we aren't standing in our truth, we need to activate our throat chakra. Citrine is really great for tapping into your biggest wishes, your desires, your dreams, but through your solar plexus, through the light that is authentically yours. And then, of course, rose quartz is for the heart space, expanding the heart space for yourself and others, which was definitely a big message in that Clarinon channeled message as well. Just really, how can we hold and send love, regardless of who the human is, regardless of who we're sending it to, just bringing it back to the rawest form of one human holding love for another human, because that energy right there is how we step into oneness consciousness. That's how we come into unity, and that's how we rise above the bullshit. So no matter what they've done, how can we hold love? We don't have to like them necessarily. We don't have to encourage them. We don't have to agree with what they're doing, but we can send them love, remembering that Source sees no evil. Source, God, sees no evil. God loves all of his children. Goddess loves all of her children. This is the higher way of looking at it. This is the, I don't want to say higher as if the lower is bad, but it's the expanded version. It's the expanded pack, DVD pack, with all the behind the scenes. It's this way of coming into unity and standing with one another hand in hand, regardless of our views, for the betterment of all humans. Okay, so truth and integrate, hit that up. Affirmation, there was a good one. Let me look at my calendar. I write them in my calendar. My affirmation this week, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been using an affirmation this week, but I'm going to come back to this one. It's a Monday, so we get to, just see what resonates. I haven't chosen one for this week, is basically what I'm saying. But last week, anchored as a force. Yes. Okay. And I might just continue that into this week. Anchored as a force. That is just really strong. And I think I shared this actually in a recent podcast episode potentially. And it's just been with me. Anchored as a force. How can I be anchored so strongly in my own energy, in my own truth, that everywhere around me, they can feel it. The energies around me can feel, and not like forceful energy, but just anchored in integrity, anchored in power. It's like when you see a lion, you see them and you're like, oh shit, like they are like in their fullest, like they're in their fullest, like embracing their power, their fierceness, and like other animals see that and they're like, oh, we don't want to fuck with that, stay away from the lion, because of just the sheer force that they hold when they prowl around, even when they're just laying there cuddling each other. Like they do everything with this power, with this strength, with this force, and they're anchored into that. So that's the affirmation this week. That's what we're working with. And I want to go ahead and dive into what I said we would put a pin in. And that's the fear of being seen. And this fear of being seen has been coming through the more I start to share on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all of that stuff. And I noticed that I was kind of ignoring, this channeled part of myself, this part of myself that Spirit has told me several times. It's like I'm going to trans-channel these beings, these ancient, very galactic beings, and be a bridge and be a translator or a communicator and share these like powerful messages. And I really do resonate with watching a lot of trans-channelers. I don't watch as many now, but anyone that fully just trans-channels, like Bashar or even Lee Harris or Aaron Lyons, I feel this like drawn to them. And usually we are drawn to the things that we are. And so it makes sense, that I would enjoy that content over like tarot or astrology or, all the other modalities that can help us connect to the stars, or just a bigger energy source to all that is. And I think I started the podcast really on a whim. I'm not sure there was much thought about it. I just kind of knew it was, and it could be, and different topics, and it was like very spirit drawn, and now we're refining it so it can continue to be divinely spirit led. And I think I want to, move it more into like, it just gets to be whatever. Like I'll post channeled messages here, I'll post them, on YouTube and here, and it's just like keeping up with what's coming through. Maybe that's the new tagline, keeping up with what's coming through. Kind of reminds me, if you watch the podcast episode with Zoe Lawton and me, what was it? Throwback and get her done. I love those little tags. So but let's be real, okay? You mention aliens anywhere, and it's like, what are you talking about? And sure, like in the spiritual community, it's a bit more mainstream, but like there is a huge population that still is like, you mention aliens being real, and they think you should be in an insane asylum. They think you're fucking crazy, or they are just like, yeah, okay, whatever, haha. And that it's still this like weird, even in the spiritual community, even with the community that I would say I'm a part of, the alien stuff is still like looked at as like, okay. And I'm lucky I've found my people, and continue to find my people. But it definitely is still a little weird, and that's okay. I'm trying to get comfortable in that, and I think I've been met with resistance or met with this energy. And I'm gonna bring this through because I was recently on Sam Franklin's podcast, and their podcast is more so them giving Akashic Records readings to people, and I absolutely love that. They are such a beautiful channel and such a gentle channel too, and they mentioned, I asked about just like, what can I focus on? When you have so many dreams and aspirations, it's just like, okay, there's so many different directions that I could be focused on right now. There's so many different things that I could be doing. And like, it's overwhelming. And then that overwhelm just doesn't make it fun. And so I was asking them, I was like, Sam, okay, like, what does the Akashic Records, like, what do I need to focus on right now? Like, what does light me up? Because I don't even know. Like, just tell me and I'll do it. And so Sam immediately got this visual of like the little headbands with like the little alien bopper headbands, you know what I'm talking about, where like you move and they move and there's little like silver balls. And it's so funny that Spirit brought that through, because I literally had one of those in college and dressed up like 3 years in a row as an alien because I didn't want to try and like find another costume. I was like, you know what, this one fits, this one works, I'm just gonna be an alien for like 3 years in a row. And it was so funny that that was the image that came through to remind me to focus on the galactic stuff. That's why I'm here. That's why I wanted to create in the first place. And then I had this fear of being seen and being vulnerable and sharing that. And so then I moved to, I think, a little more spiritual and a little bit more what was comfortable for me. And I acknowledged that. And I acknowledged that it was easy for me to just talk about mindfulness, to talk about my experiences, awakening, and the different waves that I've moved through and the different realizations that have come through. And I also acknowledge how talking about all of that got me to the place where it was like, okay, I kind of feel like I've run out of things to talk about, because I've caught up to where galactic beings then started to enter, or like it just kept all coming back to galactic. And so I'm honoring that. And there's still a lot that I don't know. There's still a lot of information, a lot of unknown territory that comes with channeling in this way, channeling galactic energies, channeling beings, and the messages that will come through, and getting to know, getting to feel, and then trance channeling, which is kind of them like fully coming into your body and sharing. That's kind of like what Bashar does and Lee Harris does. And so it's this realm of the unknown. And I think I also, like many other people, have this fear of the unknown. So I decided to stay safe, and now I'm to the point where like I can't ignore it anymore. I can't pretend that this isn't a huge part of me. And even in the people that I interact with, like, this is a huge part of me, and there's no way that I could not talk about aliens. And when I'm around people that, you know, don't accept my views, it's weird, because then I just stay quiet and it doesn't feel right. But it's like this energy of staying quiet is like better than being judged. Okay. That was some medicine. And I don't like that, because playing it safe isn't going to get you anywhere. Playing it safe isn't going to create expansion in yourself or in others. You know, the people that are here to be way showers are here to like create some massive change and expand people's realities. They're going to trigger the fuck out of people. And I just have to accept that that might be me. I might be the one that triggers the heck out of people, but that's okay. Because when people are triggered, they are put in a position to question what they've known, question, why does this feel this way? You know, if you were triggered and you have any bit of awareness, you would go into self-inquiry for a little bit. You would be like, that made me really upset, or that made me feel strange in my body. Like seeing her channel and move her arms like that created judgment in me. And then too, it's also like, what is this person saying though? Like, what is this light language that's being channeled through? Like, this is kind of weird. This is kind of interesting. And then they might sit with it and it's like, whoa, I actually felt something. Okay, what does that mean? And it's just this ripple effect, and it's beautiful, and that's how we expand. And I'm coming into this acceptance of that's who I'm meant to be in this lifetime. That's what I'm meant to share, and I no longer wish to hide that. I no longer wish to play it safe. And so if you follow my stuff, just be prepared to receive a lot more galactic energies and galactic things. I've been told and do believe and feel in myself that I am meant to channel the cosmic Akashic records. And two, I have been feeling in like one-on-one Akashic Records readings lately, like it just doesn't necessarily light me up in the way that like doing a collective message through the Akashic Records feels. I'm not sure I was ever meant to stay giving one-on-one Akashic readings like that, or just psychic readings. Even back when I first started, I would give psychic readings and it was cool, but like I always had this thought, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing more, doing like something different for like a larger amount of people. It just didn't feel right. And then I kind of realized, I was like, oh, I think I'm meant to be like a collective channel, not like an individual channel. And some people like do amazing in the individual realm, and I respect you and love you because it's needed. However, I feel more so drawn to collective spaces and like group settings, group meditations, group everything. So many yawns, which just means activations are occurring, energies are being released. And let's go ahead and dive into see what the Arcturian Light Council of 6 holds for us today. And I was doing a little journaling, and my guides were like, the content that you're creating now will be unrecognizable like a year from now due to the growth, and it starts here. And I want that to be a reminder for you that if you're starting something new in your life, or you're starting a new passion or a new hobby or something, it's going to be weird at first, you know, it might be a little uncomfy at first, you might get a little frustrated, or it's all learning, but don't let these first few experiences in the energy fully set the tone for what is possible in that hobby or in that experience, in this new way of being, because you're going to grow in it. And the more you experience it, the more you practice it, the more growth and opportunity for growth to occur happens. So stick with it and allow yourself to evolve through the experience of doing the thing. So I'm going to trust what comes through the channel today, and let's go ahead and see. Lots of eons. They're kind of just looking around is what it feels like. They're just kind of gently connecting in with everyone that's listening or watching this. They're just bringing this really subtle support to the group, this very subtle energy that's kind of washing over us right now, letting them know, okay, that makes sense. They are basically just confirming and asking for like soul consent is what I hear, to connect in with the people that have never maybe experienced galactic energies that are listening to this. They just want to make sure you're in a spot to receive, and they are just looking at everyone's karmic relation to the information that they want to share. Hello, we are the Galactic Council of 6, and we are here to share love with you. We are here to share wisdom with you. We are here to be a force in the galaxy that understands from a larger picture all that is occurring. And we want to dismantle some of the fears that are being held around aliens and galactic beings, fears of the unknown. We want to dismantle this energy so you can move in a harmonious state, a harmonious frequency towards the highest timeline of Earth, which at this point does involve disclosure. We want to talk about disclosure and how it is going to settle in for the people that are watching this. For the people that are watching this, you might start to receive visuals in your dreams. You all are very big dreamers. You all are very big astral projectors. And so you might receive these messages, these energies in your dream state. And we want to remind you that the dream state is not something that is fake. It is not something that is just a coincidence. Everything that you witness in your dreams, everything that you witness while you are asleep is very, very real. It is very real, and it is you traveling into the dream dimension to experience things that will help you on your current path and evolution. Past lives will come through. Other energies will come through. Fear processing will come through. Communication with galactic beings will come through. So a lot of you will start to receive this disclosure through your dreams and through your third eye. We have a lot of visionaries in the crowd. All of you visionaries are so beautiful and drawn to this content because the one who shares is also a visionary. Also, someone that sees the bigger picture, but also sees the solutions, chooses to see the positivity on earth when others only are able to see negative. We have brought you together through this group because you all are positive energies. You all hold the capacity to hold the positive timeline that is occurring on the earth, that is occurring here. You all are positivity generators, and this positive generation is completed through your ability to, again, see the bigger picture, see what is actually beneficial. And we want to remind you all not to dive into the fear. We are seeing some of you are watching the news, staying up to date with the politics, staying up to date with the destruction that is occurring on the planet. And we invite you to take a step back from this. Take a step back from holding the knowing that that is the only way on the earth, because we want to share with you that that is a very closed-minded viewpoint. When you hold that viewpoint, it feels so bad in your body and in your reality because you are able to visualize more. You were meant to come here to visualize more, to be a positive generator. So we invite you to focus on the solutions. Focus on the possibilities that can be had when you are viewing those things. It is to bring mindfulness to your viewing of that energy and of those energies that are occurring on the planet. Instead of feeding the worst case scenario, feed the best case scenario. Feed the solution that can come forward. And because you have this visionary gift, your vision is powerful. Your vision is very strong and can be rooted easily because of how clear you see it. This clarity shapes the world around you. This clarity shapes the ability for those realities to then come in. That clarity is able to create harmony on the earth because of how clear you see it, because of how clear you are able to hold. So start by tuning in to your galactic DNA, by accepting your dreams and pondering them, and also tuning into your visionary capacity, the beautiful things that can occur to change what is happening on the earth right now, the solutions, the peace that is available, the different potentiality. And as you visualize and work with this ability to visualize, you will start to see new things. You will start to have new vibrations come to you. You will start to have new beings interact with you, whether you know that you are interacting with them or not. It is occurring. And the further you can lean into this ability to generate positivity and visions, the more that the beings interacting with you and your energy will come through to you. Many of you are aware of spirit guides and what that means. Many of you have already interacted with and seen your spirit guides, but we would love for you to take it to the next level and actually see them and see what they are meant to bring for you. This is disclosure. This is how disclosure is happening on the planet for many people. It is individual disclosure, individualized disclosure. And the more people that can have this individual disclosure, the more people that will be able to create a positive change in the timeline that sparks a full-on disclosure event. An event where we are able to walk on the planet and be seen by many. This is still a few years off, 6 years off, and the more you can share your experiences with others and hold openness, the more you will be able to spark this disclosure for the planet. Peaceful harmony, peaceful reunitedness, peaceful ignition of what is possible for us on the planet. The Light Council of 6 is here to assist people of all races, people of all star races, and humans of all kinds. We specify in the ability to bring the frequency of 6, which is the frequency of transformation, to those who most need it. If you wish to create transformation in yourself or in your life, in the earth, call upon the 6 frequency. Call upon the 6 frequency. The 6 frequency opens up gateways and portals to change. This is why 666 has been seen as negative on the planet. They are masking and they are hiding the true power that comes from the 666, that comes from threes, that comes from the triangle, that comes from the Trinity. This true power has been neglected, hidden, and demonized on your planet. This is why we come forward as the Light Council of 6 to reignite this soul knowing, to reignite this soul knowing, to reignite this soul knowing within you. From a numerology standpoint, the 6 is able to transcend all by dying and being reborn, by changing and allowing the death to occur. And this is why we come forth on the planet right now. It is because Earth is moving through one of the biggest deaths that she has ever experienced. This death is leading to a new soul inhabitant of the Earth energy and spirit. The transition is already occurring, and the new soul that is claiming the Earth and being born into the Earth is already present. This is why people think there is a Earth timeline split into 2. What is actually occurring is that the old soul of Earth is dying and the new soul is coming in, and the energies that need to die with the old soul are dying. This is what you call the old timeline. In the new timeline, this is what you call the rebirth, the new soul of Earth fully coming in. This is what you call 5D. It is a expanded version because it is brand new. And with this newness, new solutions, new abilities, new prospects, new energies are going to be hitting the planet because it is a fully new soul. 6 is helping through this death, and this is why we come forward at this time. 6 is the transition from one to another, and death is beautiful. Death holds wisdom, and death creates change. If you feel like you or a part of you is dying, call upon 6. Call upon the Light Council of 6, and we shall bring support. We are here for humanity. We are here for love. And we are here for the expansion. Out. That was very powerful, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. Okay. That was really interesting. If you haven't heard about the Earth split, definitely look into that. A lot of people think that there are 2 major timelines that are splitting, and that New Earth, 3D, it's just very dualistic, and that's so interesting to find out that it's literally because we're in the split because the transition has occurred and is occurring for a new soul to fully take on Earth. A new soul is fully coming in. Wow, they leave such a peaceful energy, and my eyes were watering so much and kind of stinging, which to me symbolizes activation in that visual aspect. And that's so beautiful to hear that y'all are like dreamers and visionaries, and my people. I love that they brought that through. If you have any questions about this, please comment below. If you have anything that you want me to channel, any questions that you want me to channel, comment down below. I would be so ecstatic to start receiving questions about the universe and channeling answers. That is like, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. So comment below any questions. And I think we're gonna wrap it up here. If you're seeing this channeled message, I had the download to kind of separate this channeled message and post a shorter video on YouTube. If you're seeing this and you want to see what sparked this channeled message, go check out the full-length podcast. And if you are listening to the podcast, definitely go look at the smaller channeled message or share it. If you know people aren't wanting to listen for a 40-minute thing and just want to tune into that 20-minute message, go tune into that on YouTube. And yeah, this has felt really good today. I was actually supposed to have a guest on the podcast this morning, and I got all set up and everything, and then some stuff happened, so they weren't able to attend. However, it left this space for a solo cast and for some journaling, and I'm just gonna bring it back to basics. If you feel like you're being stressed out, if you feel like you're a creator and it's become too much, how can you just bring it back to basics? Bring it back to the easiest way possible so you can continue to enjoy what it is you're meant to share with the world and take the pressure off yourself. So that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. Stay tuned for a ton of channeled content and trance channeling, which is kind of what just occurred, and galactic beings galore. So much love to you. Have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.